Because uzes is very beautiful. It is drop-dead beautiful, and when you come to this area, your heart just sort of leaps and you feel happy, and it's not crowded like it is on the coast, like the Côte d'Azur, and it's very peaceful and it has a really, really good feeling in this area. And the other thing about this area is that there is no specific food associated with this area, so you can steal from all around you, which makes it much more varied. It's a course that lasts a week, and it's kind of like culinary tourism, but there is going to be a lot of cooking in it, visiting vineyards and tasting and maybe even working in the vineyards for a little bit. So it's very hands-on and it's very intense. There's not a lot of spare time for sitting around. It's going to be safe and it's going to be okay and it's going to be fabulous and it's going to be sexy and funky and not straight. Oh, if my little cheese man is there, I hope he's there. There's this one guy who makes all his own cheeses by hand. He's got a tiny little stall and I always buy my cheeses from him. Okay.
What's that?
Like fishman, bonjour monsieur, ça va? Ça va?
Yeah.
He has really fresh fish and he's really, really nice. He'll do things special for you.
What's your favourite fish?
Last time I was here I got dorade, which is very expensive. It's like of the same quality as snapper, but his fish is always desperately fresh and there's such a difference in taste. It makes you realise that if you have fish that's even 2 days old, it's a completely different texture.
Yo me siento, ay triste solo. Yo vi, yo vao, cada día yo te quiero más. Yo vi, yo vao.
All the markets all over France have completely different produce, obviously, because it depends what they're growing. But they also have completely different feelings. Like the markets in Marseille are absolutely wild because the Marseillais are very ribald. This market here is quite chichi. It's quite bourgeois. It only has really, really beautiful stuff. Whereas if you go to a market in Arles, for example, it's very rustic. My favourite cheese man. He's great. I think I'm going to have to buy a cheese, even though it's not part of the recipe. You can't stop. This area is famous for goat cheeses.
Bonjour madame.
Bonjour monsieur, ça va?
Comment allez-vous madame aujourd'hui?
Très
Vous êtes,
bien. Et vous, vous
ça
aussi?
va, ça va.
He always has beautiful Provençal shirts on. Alors, est-ce que je peux avoir un mi-sec?
Oui.
Je vais prendre 3, s'il vous plaît.
Ça?
Oui. My onions now.
Have you ever seen
These
anyone
are
ever
so
fight
sweet.
over like some nice peppers or something?
No. The French are far too dignified to fight over food, darling. And in fact, things have changed in the markets because when I first came to France 20 years ago, they wouldn't let you touch anything. Now they actually encourage you to pick out your own food, the food that you like, unless of course it's a peach.
Peter, nice melons. How do you like them onions?
You need a lot of onions to make a good saladier. You melt them right down.
It means
Oh, je suis pas mal, hein? Okay, now I might go around this way, see if I can find something else
like
that I
the
need.
French people do, because it's oh so good. Every word, every sign.
Now this is the store where I think I'm going to find my olives and anchovies and things like that.
Leads to
These are the best stalls in the markets.
and it's
Because you also get lots of really nice pastes like tapenades and tomato pastes.
nothing else can replace.
Now the kind of olives that you need for a tapenade are the small black olives.
And if you only would, for the rest of
Yeah,
my day.
he doesn't have anchovies, so I'm going to go back to the fish man and see if he's got some more. This stall specialises in almonds, And this is what a fresh almond looks like.
How are your shoes holding up?
Fine, fine, very comfortable. This area specializes in snails. And here they are.
Là, ouais, on a 3 variétés. On a le Bourgogne, le gros gris et le petit gris.
He's explaining the different varieties.
Savoir comment les
A little
Bourgognes.
farm, and he grows them on the ground, and then you have to treat them before you can cook them. Like they starve them for 2 days together.
There's one escape, one's trying to escape.
Wouldn't you? Oh, this is Sister Mary. I don't know what her name is, but she's from a local convent, and they make wine and preserves.
Ça va?
Oui, et vous? D'où
Très
venez-vous?
bien, très bien.
D'où venez-vous? Oh là là!
Et lui, il est anglais.
Oh là là. Et vous vous êtes rencontrés?
Pour la télévision.
Pour la télévision?
Oui.
De Nouvelle-Zélande?
Oui.
Oh, bon. On vendange nous-mêmes et c'est 2 sœurs qui vinifient. Et on travaille en culture biologique, sans produits chimiques.
Wow, this is a really interesting story. This sister comes from a traditional monastery, and the nuns make all the wine, and the winemakers are the nuns as well, and it's all organic.
Do they drink much?
Yeah, est-ce que vous en buvez?
Oui, tous les dimanches.
Every Sunday.
Sunday. Ah, oui.
Et jour de fête.
Yeah. I'm missing yeast and anchovies and olive oil. This is where I get my olive oil. Bonjour, Thomas. Well, I choose this shop because it's a really good shop. This is Thomas. This is Thomas, the propriétaire. Bonjour. Ça va?
Bonjour. Et vous?
Très bien. Alors, comme huile,
Oui.
qu'est-ce qu'on va choisir?
Vous allez choisir ce qui vous plaît le plus et ce que vous aimez le plus et le meilleur. Moi, ce que je vous recommande, c'est le château de Montfrin.
Yeah.
He's planted his olive trees, he picks his olives, he presses them, he puts them in a bottle, he does everything.
Yeah,
So
and
it's-
it's beautiful.
And it's wonderful. It's
It
one of the
tastes
best of the region.
absolutely wonderful.
Got a gold medal in the Paris agricultural show, which is held every year. So it's a sign that we're on something quite nice there.
Yeah.
It's either that or they paid a nice little backhander.
Exactly.
Yeah, everybody's award winning these days.
How's your cooking budget going?
Look, I don't worry about budgets. I just buy what I want and I just make it all fit. And I put a huge price on it and then I walk backwards and hope that it all works. Right.
Two now?
The only things I've got left to buy are the fresh yeast from the boulanger.
So the only problem with a good boulangerie is...
The only problem with a good boulangerie is that you always have to stand in the queue. I have never bought anything at this place without having to stand in a long queue. And then I'm going to Les Trois Salons, which is owned by New Zealanders, and they've said I can use their kitchen. How's that for a student?
Not bad.
Wouldn't that turn you into a chef?
Not bad at all.
This is Nasser.
Hi Peter. Non, ça oui c'est bonjour. En fait c'est bonjour.
oui.
Une France.
Oh, on peut
c'est
dire
bonjour.
moitié-moitié. Bonjour.